this computer. All right. I'm sure you guys don't want your grades out there. Perfect. So, back to, okay. And we're going to share. All right. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go down to the bottom, and that is going to be the ISBN number right here. And then we're going to jump over to Amazon. Can you guys see the Amazon page?
Yeah.
All right, very good. Okay, so we're going to paste that. We're going to take this dash out, um, and then we're going to see what Amazon says. Amazon says that the cheapest version of this book is going to be $3.02. Okay. Some of you, when I talked to you on the phone when you began this program, I told you that you should use a computer, not your phone, to order your books because sometimes your phone is not going to give you this option. So now you're going to end up paying $50 or $35 for something you only need to pay $3 for. Right. So for all of your classes, this is going to be the best way to get your books. All right. Now, to get back into your class, let's go, I guess we'll go this way. All right. For you new students, on the left-hand side, yes, you can go into your account and you can change your picture and do all that fun stuff. However, the only thing that you really need is this third button, which is going to be your classes button. When you click on your courses button, when you click on that, it's going to give you whatever classes you're in and take you to this page. Now, once you get into that page, it's going to show you all these buttons that you guys won't even see because I've deleted them. I think they're silly and they shouldn't be there for you. So, real quick. Okay, so go to student view. All right, so this right here is pretty self-explanatory. Please read this word for word because this is going to it's going to give you stuff. You're going to start pulling your hair out if you think that I'm looking for perfection in this class because I'm not. Okay. What I'm looking for is your understanding on how to use whatever word products that you guys are using. We were talking earlier before most of you got on about how this book is only a guide. It is not going to tell you every single thing that you're going to be able to do with your version of Word. Some of us are using Apple products, some of us are using Chromebooks and all these other weird devices. If you have access to a normal laptop, please use those. But if not, then I had to find a book that everybody's going to be able to use. Okay. So I'm not looking for perfection. On the modules, this is where in all of your classes, this is where all the actual work is done. Okay. Now, chapter one there's 4 parts of chapter one. There's going to be your book work. That's going to be the blue tab in your books. That's going to be from Word page 1 to Word page 53. Now, if you are super good at using Word, I don't expect you to go page by page to try to figure, or page by page just to make that one flyer. If you look at page 53 and you're like, oh, I know how to do that, no problem, boom, 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 and knock it out, cool, right? If there's 1 or 2 things that need to be tweaked, maybe I'll let you know, but for the most part, I'm going to be able to see that you got it down. We're good, okay? When you get to apply your knowledge, that is going to tell you to download a link. You do not need to download a link. I did it for you. When you do your apply your knowledge, extend your knowledge, and your make it right assignments, I have downloaded those links for you. You do not need to buy anything. You do not need to download anything. Okay. And then on page Word 54 is going to tell you how to make the edits to that link, and that's it. Okay, you're going to save that to your computer. Same thing for extend your knowledge, make it right. So when you email me your chapter one, it's going to have 4 different attachments to it. In this particular class, in this particular class, everything that you turn in is going to be per chapter. So it's going to have 4 attachments. Okay. All right. Questions?
I have a question. So thank you for explaining that. That was very detailed. Um, as far as the due dates, I see that it says August 30th, but we're allowed to, like you said, I believe I read that it was okay for us to turn them in early.
Not only is it okay, I'm actually encouraging you, and I want to say I'm giving double extra credit if it's turned in by the 30th. So I don't know that exact date,
Mm.
but I'm pretty sure it's the 30th that I'm going to give double extra credit. So yes, do your best to rock and roll on this. Now, I had a student once who finished this entire class in one weekend. He started on Friday morning and worked all Friday. And then he did PowerPoint all Saturday and did Excel all Sunday. I do not recommend that you do that. However, some of you that are like stressed out that this is too much work, it's too much whatever, like it can be done. If you just take it step by step and you don't get overwhelmed by, I can't find that button. Like it's okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Next question.
Honestly, the only one I was really worried about was the hey, differences in word and all that, but that was already discussed.
Yeah. So for some of you that just logged on, I know that there's like 5 of you that joined that was after 11 o'clock. Um, if the book says to put a blue line and you don't have a blue line and you put a purple line, I'll understand why it looks the way that it looks. If you can't find the picture and on the front page I give you a cheat sheet right here that's going to have most of the pictures you need for this class. However, I actually like it when students go to the internet and screenshot and cut and paste and crop and all that and make the assignments a little bit fun. For example, in the old book, it used to have a flyer that you made with a picture of a horse. And instead of a picture with a horse, the guy put a picture of his Ford Mustang, right? So when I first looked at it, I was like, what the heck is this? And then when it clicked, I was like, good job, you're being creative. All right. So I do like it when you go look for pictures and make them creative and exciting instead of the same thing that I see again and again. Right. Um, if there's something that looks super weird to me, like any of your assignments, I'm going to email you and say, hey, I don't know if you read that right or whatever, but let's walk through this. The first 2 people that were on here have been with me for a long, long time. Some of you, this is your first quarter with me, so you don't know how flexible that I am. I'm very easy to get a hold of and I answer things very quickly. So if you like I said, if you're getting frustrated, just reach out to me and I'll calm you down. I promise. There's somebody on here I had to um, talk them off the ledge the other day. They were ready to take a head dive off a bridge. So, next question. Nothing. Okay. Um, well, for some of you that were just hopping on to see what this is about, that's kind of what I wanted to go over. and just take some of that stress off you guys, let you know as far as like turning everything in per chapter, the 4 attachments. I'll stay on here for a little bit so that I can answer any other questions that maybe you don't want to ask in the group setting. And then if you want me to stop recording before you ask that question, I can do that as well. So, um, so I appreciate everybody hopping on for this real quick. And I will stay. I do have a chat. Thank you. This was helpful. Good deal. All right. So everybody have a good day. Stay on if you have additional questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
I do.
Have a good day.
I do. I use Office on my Google Chrome. Can that still work for our work that we need to do?
It can, but there's going to be a lot of stuff that it's going to ask you to do that you're not going to be able to do. So if possible, please try to use a normal laptop.
Okay.
If not, then we'll get through it together. If there's something that's super weird, I may have to ask you to, explain. So at least I know that you know how to do whatever you're missing. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
I do also have like Microsoft 365 on my computer, which is like the newer version of Microsoft.
Yeah.
That's what.
So hopefully, between the two, that we're going to be able to get through this just fine. However, I do recommend that you don't hop from computer to computer and use your same flash drive or something, because each time you get on a different computer, it's going to mess with the formatting, and
Okay.
pretty soon you're just going to have a bottle of goofiness.
Yeah, I don't do that with you. With the schoolwork I do for you, I stay on my laptop.
Yeah, good stuff.
All right. So I'll see you later on today, hopefully, to pick up the book.
Sounds good. It'll be in the drawer for you if I'm not here.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Does that mean I'm by myself? All right. So for everybody that's watching this afterwards, if you need anything, please let me know. But that's basically what RBM 113 is all about. Have a good day.